So in the previous chapter, in the chapter 5, you have studied some of the minimum points required to draw a line segment. To draw a line, how many points, minimum points are required. All these things you have learnt in chapter 5. Okay. So now you also studied about the axioms and postulates, and you have used the axioms to prove so many theorems and statements. And also you have learned some of the properties when the angles are found, properties of angles when two lines intersect each other. Also you have properties of angles when a line intersects two or more parallel lines. So in the lower classes you have studied what happens when two or more parallel lines are intersected by a straight line, and what are the kinds of angles formed when the line is intersecting the two or more parallel lines. So all these things you have studied in the lower classes itself. And also in our daily life we see different types of angles. In our daily life we see different types of angles. So maybe edges of the plane surfaces, the angles formed between the edges of a plane surfaces you can see. And also models making, when you are making a model, science models or some models, you use the plane surfaces, and you should have, to make that model you should have the knowledge of angles. One should have the knowledge of angles also. Okay, suppose you want to make a hut or otherwise some you want to make a building model. So where you have to make the surfaces and attach the surfaces with a particular angle. So there also we use the concept of angles and parallel lines. Sometimes you have to arrange the sticks when making the hut. You need to arrange the sticks parallel to each other. That means you should have the knowledge of parallel lines also. So to make a different, you should know what type of parallel lines and the different angles formed by the intersection of the line segments. So all these things you have learned in the lower classes. Also in science also we use these lines and angles. The subject science and in other areas also we use. Particularly on the refractive property, refraction or reflection properties, you will represent the ray using a straight line. So when a ray of light passes through from one medium to another medium, so refraction takes place. To show that you use lines, and also parallel lines, intersecting parallel lines also you'll show, because you want to show some parallel. When a ray goes parallel, a beam of light goes parallel, means you should use the property of parallel lines also. So and also you have used these angles when rays are parallel and intersect each other. To find the height of the tower or to find the distance of a ship from the lighthouse, we need to know the angles. Okay, found between the horizontal line and the line of sight. All these things we will learn in science also. So everywhere in our life, daily life, we use these lines and angles. Now in this chapter we learn, revise these basic terms and definitions related to the lines and angles. Let us recall some of the basic terms and definitions. So let us see one by one some of the basic terms that you have learned in the lower classes. As you know that what is the line segment? If I ask what is the line segment, so it's a basic term. Can you tell me what is the line segment?
Sir, a part of a line which has two endpoints.
It is a part of the line with the two endpoints. With the two endpoints. So you can draw a diagram of a line like this. It's a line now. You can represent this endpoints as A and B, and we represent this as AB. Over that we draw a line like this that represents line segment AB, or even sometimes BA also. Line segment BA. Like this we can represent this line. The second definition, so ray. So let us understand what is a ray. Can you tell me what is a ray? You have already studied all these things in the lower classes.
Sir, it
So
is
the
a
line
It's also a part of line. It is a part of line
point.
with one end point or starting point. We call this as one end point or starting point. So we can show like this. This is ray. I can mention this as ray OA. And the representation we can write like this over that OA and write an arrow mark on that one. This shows that ray OA. Sometimes a line, we represent the lines like this. What is that line? See, line you can see now, this is a line. Lines are represented like this, line L, sometimes line M, another line means line M. So I can write this as line M, N, like that also we can represent. Sometimes line L also can be represented as AB line. So over that you will write AB line segment, both the sides, aroma. Line which is having no endpoints. It can be extended on either side to an infinite line. Sometimes we represent simply line L, line M, line N with one small letters. So these are all the things, that basic things you have learned in the lower classes. Have you noted this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we'll see some other terms that you have learned in the earlier classes. So let us understand what is the collinear points. Can anyone tell me what is collinear points? So I write here, if three or more points lie on the same line, then they are called as collinear points. They are called as collinear points. So now let me show that using a diagram. So here I am going to take a line. So on that, over that, so I am going to write represent point A, then point B, then another one point C, or somewhere another point. Here we have taken A, B, C and D are collinear points because they lie on the same line. So now another diagram I will write. So this is a line. On this I am going to represent the point P, Q, then say S. Here PQRS, P, Q, R and S are called non-collinear points. We call them as non-collinear points because they are not on the same straight line. If the points lie on the same straight line, then they are called as collinear points. Otherwise they are called as non-collinear points. Non-collinear points. Points lying on the same straight line are called as collinear points, and the points which are not on the same straight line are called as non-collinear points. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All these things you have learned in the earlier classes. We are just recalling all these things. Have you noted this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One minute, sir.
sir.
Okay. Then I'll go to the next topic, angle. So let us write what is an angle now. Angle is formed when two rays originate from the same endpoint. From the same point. So we need here two rays, and the diagram I am going to write here. Look at this. So I am going to draw the diagram here. This is one ray, then another ray also I will write. So this one is another ray. So let us label this as O, and OA is one ray, and OB is another ray, and it is making an angle. Okay. So now here OA and OB, they are rays. So we will write here OA and OB are two rays originate from O. From O. They are starting from this starting point is same for both. Both the rays is starting from the point O. So therefore O is called as vertex. Vertex of angle. And OA and OB are called arms. They are called as arms of the angle. They are called as arms of the angle. Then we represent this angle as angle AOB. Representation of this using the symbol AOB. Vertex should be at the center. We have to write at the middle. Vertex O, AOB, or sometimes you can write in another way, angle BOA also. This is the way you can represent. Angle BOA or angle AOB. In either way you can represent this angle. So this is about the angle, and you also studied about the types of angles. You know that what are the different types of angles? Do you know? Do you recall some of the angles which you have studied? Types of angles.
Right angle, acute angle.
Types of angles. Some of the types, first one, let me represent this is an acute angle. Acute angle. So let us draw the diagram for the acute angle. So this is the diagram. You can write O, A, and then B. This angle, if it measures 30 degree, it is acute. So any angle measures between 0 and 90 degree. Acute angle means any angle measures between 0 and 90 degree are called acute angles. They are known as acute angles. And the second type of angle, right angle. So you know that what is right angle. So let me draw the diagram of a right angle. If this angle between these two rays is 90 degree, so you can call this as AOB. So an angle which measures exactly 90 degree. Right angle, it's an angle which measures exactly 90 degree. Is called right angle. So these are the two types. Another type is obtuse angle. Let us go to obtuse angle afterwards, if you have noted it.
Yes, sir. Finish, sir.
Finish it, huh? Okay.
Sir, 1 minute.
Write down, write down.
Yes, sir.
This
Finish,
call-
sir.
Okay, these are all some of the basic terms and concepts that you have learned in the lower classes. We are just recalling that some. So third one is obtuse angle. You can write it as obtuse angle. So let us understand what is an obtuse angle. So I am going to draw the diagram of this angle and this angle, which is more than maybe 120 degree or some other angle. What you can write? For an obtuse angle, an angle greater than measures more than 90 degree but less than 180 degree is called obtuse angle. So any angle which measures more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree, that is called as an obtuse angle. Then after this, one more angle, fourth one is straight angle. Straight angle. So let us draw the diagram of this straight angle. One ray is exactly opposite to the other one. So like this, we can call this as angle. This vertex, other side A, the one more side B. The total angle measures 180 degree. Straight angle. An angle which is exactly angle which measures exactly 180 degree is called a straight angle. Exactly measures 180 degree is called a straight angle. There is one more type of angle. Can you tell me what is that?
Sir, complete angle.
Reflex
Complete
angle.
angle.
Reflex angle.
Reflex angle.
Reflex angle and complete angle, sir.
Yes, reflex angle. So, is it over? Have you noted?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Noted. Yes, sir.
So, you can write This one, reflex angle. So you can draw the diagram like this, reflex angle. And we call this as vertex, and this is A, this is B, and this angle which measures more than 180 degree, it is called as reflex angle. An angle which is greater than, you can write angle which is greater than 180 degree. Is called reflex angle. Tell me what happens when your angle measures exactly 360 degree. What do you call?
Sir, complete angle.
Complete angle. Complete angle.
Complete angle.
Complete angle.
Yes. And it is less than 360 degree. And also, one more thing you can, greater than 180 degree, here you can include less than 360 degree also you can write there. Degree, but less than 360 degree. It's called reflex angle. So in this diagram, this is measuring 210 degree. So therefore, it is called as a reflex angle. This learning these types of angle. So now you also have studied some of the pairs of angles. Maybe complementary angles, supplementary angles, all these things you have studied. So let us recall that some of the pairs of angles also now. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we take this pairs of angles now. So first type is complementary angle. Can you tell me what is the meaning of complementary angles?
So
Sir,
if the sum of two
whose
angles
sum
is
is
equal
90
to
degrees.
90 degree, then those angles are
Here
called
we need
complementary.
two angles. Two angles we need. If the sum of the two angles measures exactly 90 degrees, then they are called as complementary angles. So let me draw the diagram of two angles now. So let us take this one as 30 degree, another one I'm going to take like this. Now I will mention this angle as 60 degree and this one as 30 degree. So let us write A, O, B. Here you can write P, Q, R. So now angle AOB, you see angle AOB plus angle PQR, sum of these two is 60 plus 30, it is 90 degree. So they are called as complementary angle. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree are called complementary angles. They are called as complementary angles. The second type, we have supplementary angles. Tell me what is supplementary angles?
If the sum of two angles is equal to 180 degrees, then they are known as supplementary angles.
Angles,
Supplementary angles.
sum is 180 degree Akali.
Ah. Suppose this angle measures 60 degree, this angle measures 120 degree, then we call that as supplementary angles. Two angles whose sum is 180 degree are called supplementary angles. They are called as supplementary angles. So in this diagram you can write here x, y, z and then LMN. So in this diagram angle XYZ plus angle LMN together measures 120 plus 60, it is equal to 180 degree. So they are supplementary angles. Because sum of these two angles is equal to 180 degree. They are called as supplementary angles. Then after this you also studied another type of angle, adjacent angles. Can you recall what you have studied about adjacent angles? Anybody?
Sir, the two angles having same arm.
One is having same vertex.
Ah. Then
Sir,
only
and
that much? Only that much? That is enough or what?
Sir, and their sum is equal to 180 degree.
When we say that the angles, pair of angles as adjacent angles. So I am going to write the diagram first, then later I will explain.
same.
So here, so you can write this angle OA, say this angle AOB and angle BOC. So these two angles, they are adjacent angles. Why they are called as adjacent angle? Two angles are called adjacent. Two angles are called adjacent if they have first one common vertex, second one they should have common arm, and third point is the non-common arms should be on either side of the common arms. Non-common arm is on either side of common arm. If these three conditions satisfies, then we call that as adjacent angles. Here, I will show that what are the common arms, non-common arms, and all these things. So in AOB, angle AOB, you can see this angle AOB, we have two rays, OA and OB. In BOC also have two rays, OB and OC. In both angles, one arm is common. What is that is common? This OB, it's a common arm. It is a common arm. And this is non-common. Non-common arm. And then this is also non-common arm. And O is called as vertex. We call this as vertex. Common vertex. It is a common vertex for both the angles. Common vertex. See there, both the angles are having a common arm. OA is a common arm, and then angle O, vertex O is the common vertex. For AOB is the vertex O and BOC vertex is O, and both are having the same vertex. So therefore, they are having common vertex. And look at the non-common arms. There are both are OA and OC. They are on either side of OB. OB is at the center. The other arms are on either side, both the sides of OB. They should not be in the same side of the common arm. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is how.
Yes, sir.
Now I will write another pair of angles. Tell me whether they are adjacent or not. You have to explain. Okay. So now I am going to draw two angles. You have to tell me these angles are adjacent or not. One is this angle, the other is this angle. So P, Q, R, S. I am asking QRS, sorry, RQS, angle RQS and angle PQS. Tell me whether they are adjacent or not.
Sir, they are not adjacent, sir.
Not adjacent or not adjacent. Observe these angles now. PQS, what are the arms? PQS, QP and QS.
PQ and QS.
Angle RQS, QR and QS. Tell me what is the common arm here now?
Sir, QS.
QS, this is common arm. So common arm should be at the middle of the non-common arms. Should be at the center. So common arm is not at the center now. So this is non-common arm. Non-common arm. So these two non-common arms. So non-common arms are at the same side of this common arm. Both are at the same side of common arm. But what is the condition? They should be on either side. QP and QR are on the same side of this QS. You have to distinguish the angles that I have taken. So this angle is one angle, the other one is RQS, PQS and RQS. They are not adjacent. These two are not adjacent. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? What is the meaning of adjacent angles?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go to another pair of angles that is called as a linear pair of angles. We'll take that as linear pair of angles. So let me draw the diagram for this. So now, and we have two angles. One is measuring 80 degree and the other one is measuring 100 degree. So you can call this as A, O, B, C. Look at these angles, AOB plus BOC, both are equal to 100 plus 80, it is 180 degree. So that means it is linear. These two angles are linear, making 180 degree, therefore they are linear. And also, look at these two angles, they are adjacent angles. AOB and BOC are adjacent angles. See here we have common arm, this is a common arm. And this is non-common arm. And again this is also non-common arm. and this is common vertex. So therefore, here we have two important properties. These two angles are adjacent angles, and also sum of these two angles measures 180 degree. So therefore, we call these two as linear pair of angles. Linear pair of angles. So that means adjacent supplementary angles are called as linear pair of angles. Adjacent supplementary angles. Are called as linear pair of angles. Linear means straight angle. Okay, and this pair must be adjacent angle also. Both the conditions should satisfy. One is that it should be linear, and second one should be an adjacent angle. If both the conditions are satisfied, then we call that as a linear pair of angles. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then one more type of angle is called as vertically opposite angle. We call that as vertically opposite angles. Can you tell me what is vertically opposite angle? You can write the heading vertically opposite angles. So let us draw the vertical opposite angles. Here I have drawn a line, so another line in this direction. So now we have some pair of angles which are equal here. When two lines intersect each other, we get a pair of angles which are equal. We can call this as A, B, this is C, D, intersecting at point O. So you can write when two straight lines intersect. When two straight lines intersect each other, two pairs of equal angles are formed. And they are called as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. So in this diagram you can note down that angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. This is one pair of angles which are equal. Another pair of angles, angle AOC, is equal to angle BOD. Angle BOD. These two pair of angles are equal. So they are called as vertically opposite angles. These two are vertically opposite angles. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
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 So now after this, let us see some of the lines on the plane. So if you take two lines on the plane, what type of lines you will get on the plane? We get only two types of lines. One is called as intersecting line. Intersecting line. and other one is non-intersecting lines. So now, so let me draw the diagram for this one, intersecting lines. This is intersecting line. Non-intersecting lines means it must be parallel.
Parallel.
Otherwise, they will intersect at some point. So they are called as, now look at this, AB and CD, they are intersecting at O. Here AB, so instead of AB, let us take some other name. We can take PQ, RS. They are non-intersecting lines. So these two are called as intersecting lines. These two are called as non-intersecting lines. It is also parallel. Can you write any other way of writing the lines? Two lines. Either you have to write only intersecting or non-intersecting only exist in the plane, on the plane. If you write two straight lines, you can draw only two types of line. One may be intersecting, other one is not. In other way is not at all possible. You cannot write in any other form than these two. And you can see in the non-intersecting lines, the distance between them is always constant. So here, the distance between, you can see distance between PQ and RS is constant. Everywhere you can measure the distance between these two lines, it is constant. Therefore, PQ is parallel to RS. So here these two are parallel, PQ and RS are parallel lines. So on the plane you can write only two types of lines. One is parallel, other one is non-parallel. One is non-intersecting, other one is intersecting. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now
Yes, sir.
after this, tell me, any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, we will stop here. Tomorrow we have some properties. In next period we will discuss about the properties. Some of the important properties are the axioms on the pair of angles. Some of the axioms and theorems related to the pair of angles. So we'll discuss in the next period. This is enough. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now. If any doubt is there, you tell me.